called her grandma too. Daddy called her mama. So it seemed to me like they called her Aunt Sissy. So I really don't know what her name is. Joanne knows it. You'd have to get that information from her. And I remember my grandmother, her maiden name was Minnie Buster. Minnie Lovelace.
Okay, so that's where the Lovelace.
Yeah,
comes
Minnie
in.
Lovelace. And all her people were singers and piano players and instrument players. And they had their own record label, and they used to go around and sing gospel music. And the last time I went to one of the reunions, they were still doing that. Just on a record label of gospel music, singers.
See, there's our
Yeah.
relationship
And Daddy,
with Patty Lovelace.
my daddy was a fine musician too and had a beautiful voice. He used to have a radio program on the radio, and their theme
You know
song,
that.
he and the Anderson boys, and it was Chinese Honeymoon. And they played guitar, violins, and stuff like that, and had a radio program. That was just a part-time thing they did when he wasn't up at the fire station.
So there's music on both sides.
Yeah.
That
Music on
explains a
both
lot.
sides. And talk about piano. My grandma could sit there and play a piano. You wouldn't believe. She could bang on that thing. And she used to think she had it locked. Because it was one of those you could play, or you could put these music sheets in it.
Right.
And play with the music sheets. And she'd lock it up if she had to go somewhere, especially because we just used to visit her 2 weeks, and every summer she wanted us to come and be with her, so we'd go to Grandma's house. And I loved to go to Grandma's house.
I remember that feeling.
And we'd get in that piano, we found out we could unlock it with her scissors that she cut hair with, because they got them long points on them. All you had to do is stick one of them scissors down and unlock it.
Yeah, it's funny. That's exactly what we used to do.
And when
Grandmother's
she wasn't home,
piano.
we'd play that piano, we'd get that music and play it, and boy, we thought we was something. There's something about that music that you can't play with your fingers.
Yeah.
That's the prettiest stuff, all them tinkly little things they can put in it and all.
Oh yeah.
And then Grandpa at the veneer, we didn't know it was veneer back in those days, and we called it the veneer mill. He was working at a veneer mill where they made the veneers, to go on top of furniture and all that stuff. And we used to take him his dinner every day when we were young and we were visiting Grandma. And Ray had a goat with a little cart he'd take in the back of it, and that's what we'd take Grandpa's dinner on. And we'd get over the veneer meal, we called it. We didn't call it the veneer. And he'd let us play on those roller slides they'd slide those sheets on. And he'd put us a little sheet up there and let us roll, and play on that thing. We'd have the best time. And one time we were there, and Mamie, she done something to that old goat. And he butted her all the way into the ditch. I wouldn't fool with him because he was mean. I let him alone.
It's funny the things y'all had to play with, though.
Yeah.
18 minutes.
And we'd sit there and we'd,
toys, or just
and
Why
we'd
don't you bring
take
the charger?
tin cans, bust the back of them, and they'd hang on your feet and walk around with them. And we'd make these, get us 2 pieces of long wood and put a thing on it and walk around on stilts.
Mark, it says you only got 18 minutes left.
Make our own kites. And skates. I skated everywhere. Boy, I had muscles in my legs that many.
On roller
Oh, heck,
skates.
everywhere I wanted to go, I put them skates on the way I went, because they had sidewalks around everything then. If you had a block on a house, there was sidewalks all the way around it. So all you had to do is put your skates on, you could go anywhere. You could skate all the way to town. And I used to have the best time, and Mommy used to get on to us, because sometimes we'd catch on the back of a car and hold on.
Mom, you didn't bring the charger.
One thing about
Right.
those skates, they
It's in
pull
the
the soles off your shoes. Remember them old skates?
Yeah.
Keith tied them down.
But we had a lot of fun when we was growing up, and we built our own toys. We'd take old skate wheels and make us
Somebody
a
took it
wagon
away, so keep it in here.
or skateboards and stuff like that. And if the skates got dull, all they got to do is go by a filling station where they change the oil and dip them in that oil a few minutes, and boy, them skates would go like mad.
Let me see, we'll skip forward a minute since we're running low on time here. Cause our camera's gonna die for
Oh,
too long.
yeah.
But,
We can
We'll
add
have
some more
extra
next.
tape, extra memory cards.
we'll have,
It's not that, it's the
we don't have a
battery.
plug-in.
Battery.
No, it's at home.
Oh, that's well, I'll tell you the question I saw in here that I'd be interested in knowing is, if you had everything to do over again, would you change anything in your life?
Yes, one. That second marriage. The rest of them, it taught me a lot. I learned a lot from living, my mistakes and the happiness that I had. And we all gonna go through trials and tribulations and happy times and bad times, but if you don't hang on after the honeymoon's over, you're never gonna have a marriage, because after that's gone, you have to build with each other, compromise, or you can't make it.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of young people think
Yeah.
that marriage should all be. just-
Yeah, as soon as the honeymoon's over now, they're ready to fly the coop.
I see, eventually on the.
But eventually, if you stay with a person long enough, you learn to love them deeply.
Mhm.
It's not all the sex that's involved. It's growing together. Like Neil and I, married 37 years. I've been married all my adult life, since I was 16 years old. First, when I found out, don't let a man beat you, and stay with him. And if he
seems
hit
to-
you one time, he's gonna hit you again.
Yep.
I learned that lesson because he got down on his knees and cried and begged me to stay, that he would never touch me again. And he beat me up so bad, I called Mama. And I said, Mother, I don't know what I'm going to do. I said, I've got this little one here. And I said, now Joanne's a baby. And I said, he come in from Seay, and I said, he was real sweet. But he said he's going to go to the pub the second day he was home. And I said, I couldn't go to the pub because back then a woman wasn't nothing if she went to one of these little honky-tonk places, you know. So I couldn't go. I had to stay home. He wanted to go with the boys for a while. But when he got home, he jerked me out of bed and beat me so bad over nothing, because I didn't have the house as clean as he thought it should be. And with two little children, I did the best I could, because I was always a neat housekeeper. And so Mother says, don't do anything. Said, let him go to sleep. When he gets to sleep, says, take his keys and his money. Make sure you get all the money out of his pocket. And said, come home. I did it.
That sounds like good advice.
I didn't go back.
Here's something that jumps out at me. What were the hardest choices you've ever had to make? You ever had any really tough decisions?
When I left my husband of 23 years, I couldn't take it any longer. He had got on the detective department. He got so, God, I even think about it now, and I can't describe to you what it does to him. He accused me of things that,
All the time being a detective, huh?
because all he ever saw was the bad part of life. And I loved him even after we divorced. I loved him when he died. I was the last one to kiss him goodbye. They have opened the casket, you remember? Daddy got there late,
Yeah.
we did. And I always loved him, but we just got to where we couldn't live together. He was suspicious about too much. Finally, Joanne says, Mama, well, Melanie too, she said, if you don't get out now, it's going to get worse and worse.
You know,
But he was always such a good person, and he was good to his children. But after he got to be a detective, he saw so much bad stuff, he thought everybody was bad.
Yep.
He did. And I finally left, and I really didn't want to go because I love that man. He was my heart. And I loved him till he died. I really did.
I think Barbara kind of picked up on that because, you know, we've always wondered why she was so, I guess, aggressive towards grandmother at times. I think she must have known that the feelings were there because she was always on guard. You know, anytime your name was mentioned or at the funeral home, she jumps up, you know. She was upset that you were even there. Remember, it was just kind of odd.
She made me leave.
Yeah, I mean, it was just strange that.
And I just went to that funeral out of respect for my children because I asked Rusty if I should go before I went.
Of course you should.
He said, "Mother, I want you there." Well, I want Mildred there if Neil had died before, you know, Mildred did, because they had a child together. Once you have children with somebody, you're not going to forget them. And you might get over them, but you're not going to forget them, and there's a lot of memories there. And I had been with him many, many years.
Well, good times too. Didn't we?
And we had good times, we did. He was a good daddy, and he was a good provider.
So it was the police force.
It's that police force. God,
After he retired, it was a big difference in the way he had his attitude. I guess being around bad things all the time, you know, that's what I think everything.
They get to where they're thinking everybody's doing something bad, you know, all the time.
That's all you ever see is the worst part, if you may recall,
Yeah.
is because it's a problem. You deal with problems continuously.
Yeah.
And it finally gets to you. After you got off the
So all
police,
that-
it changed completely.
All that accusing you of being a bad kid wasn't true, huh?
Well, now.
He told me one time, he said, he ain't going to amount to a row of beans. I said, well, I bet you he does. I said, because he belongs to us. And I said, I know he'll make something of himself. Nah, you babied him too much. He's spoiled. I said, that boy's going to go places. I think he did real well to have to get out of that house as young as him and
Yeah.
take care of a family and do what he did. I'm proud of Rusty.
Yeah. That's pretty to have kids that age.
Been just like you, got married at 16,
Yeah.
been struggling ever since.
And struggle, and it is, it's a life, all life is a struggle.
Oh yeah, that's
To
what
the
makes it
end.
fun.
But you go through your good times and your bad times. And look at me, I got something new to look forward to. I got Bella,
Yeah.
New little grandbaby.
Maybe she'll make it home so we can meet her.
my
here
great,
in a
great grandbaby.
Yeah. Is
She's
that
so
about-
tiny.
great?
4 years.
She looks like a little tiny baby doll.
Oh yeah.
Rusty got to hold her the last
Oh, yeah.
weekend.
Terry got to feed her, and I held her for a while.
Yeah.
How much time does it say we have there, son?
8 minutes.
That's good. We got enough time for one question about Dad wanted me to mention was the your job when during World War II.
Oh yeah, during World War II, I decided that I wanted to help the country, so I moved to Atlanta. I was living in Gulfport, and although there was some places there I could work, I found out my good job would be at Lockheed, and I went out and I put in for it, and my sister did too. And I got a job as a riveter, and she got a job in the office because she was smart and could do office work, and I couldn't because I wasn't that smart. But I learned to be a riveter in just within a month, and I was doing so well. They took me off the training job quicker, and put me on to the fuselage of the plane, and I riveted the fuselage of the plane together, the B-29. That dropped a big bum. I don't know if I often wondered if one of them that I worked on had done that, but that's an awful thing. But
Yeah, stop the war.
Yeah,
it
it saved a lot
stopped
of
the
people.
war. But look at the people it killed.
Yeah,
Oh,
look at the
God.
people it saved. That's what you got to look at.
But I had fun there, and I was real popular. I have a picture of where they had taken a magazine that they came out with, and I'm on the front of the magazine, standing up by the plane. And then I have another picture they had taken of me in the tunnel dancing. And I was going to join this new Rosie the Riveter, club. And I have never got around to it. I got so sick I haven't had a chance to do it yet. But I need to do it because,
Yeah, I think so.
and I need to send them those pictures. I tried to get Joanne to help me with it, but Lord, she's got so many troubles right now. They had to go home a while ago quicker than they intended to because Duddy said she was dropping them kids off. If there wasn't nobody there, that's just tough, you know what. But I had fun.